I'm Parth Dewan, and this is my grandfather.
My name is Bopi Dal. I was born in 1945. I was born in British India. That's British independence. India had not gotten the independence yet. I was born in a place called Jhelum, which is part of Punjab, which is probably one of the biggest states at that time of that country. Now it's broken up into multiple pieces. My childhood communities, we were all people, when British broke up India into two countries, we were part of the country. Where I was born, we were not allowed to live there. So people do not realize a million people died. So we were kind of refugees. So where we were just, it was sort of a refugee camp, if you want to call it that, right? So that's what I was, when I remember, my memories are from those times. School had limited assets. The schools in this country have too many things. In our days, the school could not hold all the classes. We didn't have that complicated labs and stuff like that. Special memories are we were kids. Your age, we never were inside. I literally grew up on a street, right? So you came home to use the bathroom or eat or sleep. Either you're in school or you're in the street playing. We didn't have any fancy equipment. We didn't have any, I had no television in the house until I came here. Me and my brother, actually my brother was ahead of me. We set up our own chemistry lab. I used to make hydrogen gas in my small place in Delhi. Can you believe that? I can still have the fond memories of it. My first job was very interesting. I was still in university doing my master's in electrical engineering in Michigan, and they made me a teaching assistant because I used to teach electrical engineering to the kids who were doing chemical and mechanical engineering. So that was the first job. But that's, you call it job, that's teaching. So the real job after I graduated was, I worked with a company called Texas Instruments in Department of Defense business. It's just, we think we choose. I think you're chosen. And so life, serendipity, you have to believe, the successes in life are not, is the sum total of a whole support structure, your family, or whatever else. Things happen for a reason, and then success happens. You cannot, that's why successes don't teach you. You say, I did this, I is a bad word. I think things kind of happen, and you just need to believe in, you do the best you can, and success will follow. And if some door doesn't open for you, don't feel bad about it, because another door is going to open. The right doors will open. When a door opens in life, Parth, are you listening to me? When a door opens in life, you take it. If you don't take that door, you have no idea what next. Success is a very complex subject. Success is not always get what you wanted. So success is really it's a given commodity. It's not a taken commodity. You can try all you hard. So success in multiple ways. Money is not the only source of success. I would say a happy family life probably would be the best definition of success. When we were going to school, India and Pakistan, God knows how many times they fought, right? So 65. And when I came to US, whether you kids may not know, I was drafted for Vietnam War. In 1969, I became a resident and then later on citizen. The other day I was digging through my papers. I'd forgotten all about it. But I was working for the Defense Department, so I got somehow didn't have to go to Vietnam. At this phase of your life, the most important thing is to build your foundation. Success, things are built on foundation. And the most important foundation is the knowledge. You got to have basic knowledge to be successful. It starts with elementary school, then middle school, then high school, then college. And these days, 4 years is not enough. You got to go do some kind of a graduate school. You know, the top 20% of any field does very well. And the only way you're going to become part of that top 20% is you do something you like to do. Brain is an overrated organ. You got to follow your heart, and your heart will tell you what you want to be good at. But don't do that now. You got to get through 4 years of college, and that's when you will know what you like to do. I'm not sure I have any possessions. So most prized again is I keep concentrating on family. You know, having grandkids is probably the best thing that happened to me and my wife. Having grandchildren. You guys are my grandchildren also, so you're the best possession. I think education is constantly changing. You know, the educating system. First, you got to have foundational knowledge. I keep bringing that up. Then now there are so many. The knowledge is really so huge. And the schools and colleges are there to teach you how to learn. Because you can learn, there are so many websites now, so many educational bases. You can learn anything you want without going to college. But without foundation, again, you won't be able to do it. So education has become simpler and complex because there's a lot of information. And information is growing faster than people can comprehend. That's another thing I believe in. There's an English word called serendipity. Have you heard of serendipity? So this was serendipity. My wife was going to school in Boston when I was working. She worked and then she did graduate. She's a Barrister at Law from England, and she was doing Masters in Law from Harvard. Well, I had done my graduate work and I was working at So I was working in Princeton, University of Princeton. So I met her at United Nations. And so she was working at United Nations, so he took me there and he says, I know this girl who works at, who's an employee there, we can eat at Delegates Lounge. So I'm still paying for that.
I was born in Nairobi, Kenya, and I studied about 5 grades in Nairobi, and then I went to a boarding school in India, in the Nilgiri Hills, Ooty. And when I finished over there, I went back to Nairobi and studied at the University of Nairobi. When my brother came to Harvard Law School, I met the dean of the law school, and he asked me if I'd like to come to Cambridge, Massachusetts, to do a degree, LLM, Master of Laws. I jumped at the opportunity, came here, and guess what? I met your grandfather.
You know that, as a matter of fact, I'm very happy where I am. If I had not done the things I did when they did, it's a sum total of what I've got. So I'm not sure I will do anything different.
Now.
Wow. My kids, the only advice when they ask, first of all, unsolicited advice has no value, right? So the best advice I give them is let children be children, and and they need to it's very important, the discipline. The worst thing that's happening in society right now is all this Facebook and WhatsApp, and that distraction is very bad, very sad. FaceTime We are all humans, remember. We're like animals, we're social animals. And a TV screen or an iPhone screen or iPad screen is not going to be your friend. Your friends are who you spend time with. And the time is most valuable commodity you have. You can kill it on screen time, or you can put it to use. Anytime you have a chance, I think go find people like me to talk to them, learn. Older people can teach you a lot. Life experience, my definition of experience is something you get when you did not get what you wanted. In other words, failures give you experience. Successes don't teach you anything. Well, believe it or not, I still work. So, I always enjoyed doing what I do. So it's very hard for me to stop. It's not work. I'm an engineer by profession. So I started my own engineering company. And right now that company has survived for 20 years. We're going to celebrate 20th anniversary actually it's already 20. We're going to celebrate in March. And the name of the company is Cyber Group. And because I'm an engineering company, so this is the logo of the company. So at this Christmas party, they gave me this award, and it's called, for those of you, Mr. Rogers Storytime Award. And this is for both you, Anika, and Parth. Remember, sisters are very precious, very precious. You're lucky to have a sister.
And so are brothers.
Yeah, brothers are precious. Yeah, you're lucky to have a brother. So this is what in this country used to be called $1 million family, when you have both exist, right? So don't let that relationship get deteriorated. You always protect and love and honor and cherish that relationship.